Hi everyone, this video is for section 7-4, Mental Calculations with Percents. The problem reads, the local elementary school had a dramatic 25% increase in students since last year. Last year, there were about 800 students enrolled. About how many are enrolled this year? So essentially what we need to do here before we can actually find out the grand total of students, we need to find out how many are currently in the school. We know how many were there last year, but now we need to find out the current count. So in order to do that, we need to find out 25% of 800. That's going to tell me exactly how many new students are coming in through the door. Well, based off of what we've done with mental math, again, I'm going to write my thought process down on the screen. Ideally, we would want to try to do this in our head or try to do most of it in our head. What I'm noticing here, for example, would be I can break down 25% into 10% plus 10% plus 5%. And the reason why I'm choosing those three is based off of the instruction that I had shared in the previous video. So if you haven't watched the one dealing with strict mental math with percents, please stop this video and watch that one first. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is figure out what's 10% of 800. Well, remember, we have a quick shortcut where I can take 800, I can locate that decimal point, and I can move it in 1. So 10% of 800 is 80. We also want to figure out what 5% of 800 is. And again, what we can do here is we want to recall that 5% is the same thing as taking 10% and dividing it by 2. So for this particular problem then, I'm going to take the 80 that I had found from my previous work with regards to 10%, and I'm going to divide it by 2 to get 40. So now I have enough information in order to begin to answer this question. 10% plus 10% plus 5%. That's the same thing as 80 plus 80 plus 40. This is going to give me a grand total of 200 new students. But we want to be careful here because that doesn't answer the question, right? We want to know how many are enrolled this year. So that means that we want to figure out how many new and old students we have in total. So to finally answer this question, I know that I started off with 800 students, and I'm going to add an extra 200. So my final answer is going to be, I have 1,000 students enrolled in the school this year. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know.